Assalamu alaikum and very good morning to all of you dear students. We are learning class 9 science biology. Dear students, previously we had observed different slides of the muscle tissue, that which different kind of muscles are present in our body and what is the location of that particular tissues and what is the function. Okay, today now we are going to start with the functions, some of the slides of the connective tissue. So before starting the connective tissue, the very first question definitely comes in our mind, that what is actually connective tissue. So dear students, the name only give us some of the idea about that, about the connective tissue that connect something, or we can say connection between anything. So actually this tissue is specialized to connect various body organs with each other. So for that name is given as the connective tissue. For example, it connects two or more bones to each other, or we can say muscles to bones, or bind different tissues together, and also give support to various parts of the body. So that is why this particular tissue is called as the connective tissue. Okay, now the cells of connective tissue are generally loosely packed, living and embedded in intercellular matrix that may either be jelly like, fluid, dense, or rigid in nature. Whatever the connective tissue is over here, that particular tissue is embedded, means it is there in one particular liquid material, one particular material which is called as matrix. Now this matrix, either it may be a jelly like, or it is fluid, or it is dense, or it is rigid in nature. Okay, so the nature of this matrix differs in concordance with the function of the particular connective tissue. Okay, so this is all about the, we can say, a small intro of the connective tissue. Now if we'll move further, that here in this image you can see, dear students, that connective tissue is mainly three types. That is connective tissue proper, fluid connective tissue, and supporting connective tissue. Okay, now what do you mean by this connective tissue proper, dear students? That connective tissue proper is again subdivided or subclassified into two types, that is loosely packed and dense. One is loose proper connective tissue and second is dense proper connective tissue. Now what do you mean by loose? So you can see over here below the arrow that the fibers create loose open framework. Actually this proper connective tissue is made up with different kinds of fibers. Different kinds of fibers are present here, and due to that this particular connective tissue is called as, and as the fibers create a very loose framework, it is called as loose connective tissue. Whereas inside below the dense connective tissue, having the fibers densely packed attached with each other. Okay, now come back to the loose proper connective tissue. Another two types of connective tissue come under the loose connective tissue, that is areolar and adipose. Okay, now dear students, areolar and adipose connective tissue are loose connective tissue. If we'll go in detail, see the image of the areolar connective tissue over here, dear students. Okay, now for what is the function of areolar connective tissue? That it is a supporting and packing tissue found between the organs lying in the body cavity. Of course we know that so many body cavities are present inside our body, dear students. Abdominal cavity, right? So this particular tissue is filling, it's working like a supporting tissue over there, a packing tissue over there between the cavities of our body. Now what is the location? It is located between skin and muscles, around blood vessels and nerves, and in the bone marrow. Okay, getting, dear students, the location of this particular tissue, that it is located between skin and muscles, around blood vessels and nerves, and in the bone marrow. Now it is a loose and cellular tissue, as we had now discussed that it is a loosely connective tissue and it fills the space inside the organs, and the main function is that it supports internal organ and it also helps in the repair of the tissues. either with the physical damage or any kind of particular activity. If our tissues are damaged, that this particular tissue, areolar tissue, helps in the repair of this particular tissues. Okay, now moving with the next tissue, that is adipose tissue. Okay, so dear students, you can see over here in this image that some large vacuole structures you can observe over here in this image. Actually, they are the fat vacuoles. Okay, and this tissue is known as adipose tissue. It means this adipose tissue serves as a fat reservoir. It stores the fats and keep visceral organs in position. Now, what is the main function of this tissue? That it acts as an insulator due to the storage of fat. And what is the location of this particular tissue? That it is located below the skin, in between the internal organs. Normally, this adipose tissue forms a layer below our skin, below the epidermal layer of our skin. And what is the function? That it helps as a heat insulator due to the storage of fat present inside it. Okay, so this is all about, we talk about loosely packed proper connective tissue. Now if we'll move to the dense connective tissue, that as now we discussed that why it is called as dense, because fibers are very much densely packed over here. So in this dense connective tissue, ligaments and tendons are there. Okay, now what do you mean by ligaments and what do you mean by tendons? From this image you can clearly observe, dear students, that ligaments connect one bone to another bone. Of course, we know that so many bones are present in our body and so many different bones are connected with each other. So which particular tissue is responsible for connecting two bones together? That is ligaments. So remember the main function of the ligaments, dear students, that ligaments connect one bone to another bone. And whereas what is tendons? Tendons normally attach muscles to the bones. We know, we already learn in muscle tissue that muscles are attached with the bones. So many muscles are there which are attached with the bones. So particular tissue which help which helping in the attachment of muscles to bones, they are which tissue? They are tendons, whereas ligaments connect one bone to another bone. Okay, now this here in this image you can easily see the ligaments with the proper image, dear students, that of course we know that they connect one bone to another bone. And what is the main characteristic of the ligament? That a ligament is very elastic and has considerable strength, whereas it contains very little matrix. Of course, all connective tissues are present in matrix, so matrix should be required, but very less matrix ligaments having. Ligaments strengthen joints and permits normal movement, and their overstretching leads to sprain. If we are overstretch this particular ligaments, it gives us sprain. So getting, dear students, the functions of the ligaments. Okay, now moving with the tendons. Tendons are the strong and inelastic structure. Ligaments are flexible, we can elast them, we can elongate them, but tendons are inelastic structures. They are joined skeletal muscles to the bones, and they are composed of white fibrous tissues with very less flexibility or very limited flexibility, but they have a very great strength. Tendons having the very great strength. So this is all about the dense proper connective tissue. Okay, now let's further move with the second type of connective tissue, that is fluid connective tissue. Now what do you mean by fluid over here, dear students? That fluid means the liquid. Okay, the liquid portion of our body. For example, we can say blood. Okay, so blood is a type of connective tissue, and as a matrix is like a fluid, it is called as fluid connective tissue. Okay, now fluid connective tissue again divided into two subtypes, that is blood and lymph. Blood is present in the cardiovascular system, whereas the blood vessels are present, that is arteries, veins, capillaries, and lymph is present in the lymphatic system. Okay, now what is blood? That it is a fluid connective tissue which links different parts of the body. Now here in this image you can observe different cells of the blood which are present inside it. First of all, what is the main function of the blood? That blood helps to maintain the continuity of the body, and it contains fluid matrix which is called as plasma. Plasma having the blood cells which are also called as RBCs or red blood corpuscles, and WBCs which are called as white blood cells or white blood corpuscles, and platelets are also suspended in it. Okay, now beside this particular cells, plasma also contains proteins, salts and hormones, because blood transports nutrients, gases, hormones and vitamins to various tissues of the body, to each and every part of the body we can say. Also, it carries excretory products from tissues to excretory organ, and it also conducts heat and regulates the body temperature. So these are all the functions of the blood which is done by the fluid connective tissue. Now different cells are present in blood. Right now, what are the functions of these different cells? If we talk about RBCs, they help in transport of respiratory gases. Which are the respiratory gases, dear students? Of course, oxygen and carbon dioxide. So with the help of hemoglobin, this particular RBCs allow to move oxygen to each and every part of the body, and also collect carbon dioxide from various parts of our body. And normally the average lifespan of RBC is around 120 days. After each and every 120 days, a new RBC, a new red blood cells is produced in our body. Okay. Now the second is WBC. Now WBC are also called as leukocytes. They are also called as leukocytes because they fight with diseases by producing antibodies. Antibodies are produced inside our body against any of the diseases or any of the pathogen or any of the foreign material which enters in our body. So these particular WBCs are the defense system of our body. And the last is blood platelets. Also they are called as thrombocytes because they help in clotting of the blood. So this normally main function of the blood, you all know, dear students, about the fluid, about the blood which are included into the fluid connective tissue. Now if we'll move with the lymph, that lymphatic system. Now what is lymphatic system? Actually lymph is a very translucent colorless liquid present in capillaries in our body. Now this particular lymph help in producing T cells and B cells. Actually this T cells and B cells is called as immunity. The word immunity you have heard so many times, but you never define that what is actually immunity is present inside our body. In our body a particular cells are there which help which fights with the particular diseases or viruses or the bacteria. So they are the B cells and T cells which are normally produced by the lymph which is present inside our body. Okay, now let's move further. Then third type of connective tissue, that is supporting connective tissue. Now supporting connective tissue again divided into two subtypes, that is cartilage and bone. Now what is cartilage? Cartilage having the solid rubbery matrix, means they are very much elastic in nature, whereas bone are solid crystalline matrix they have. Okay, if we talk about the cartilage, that cartilage are the specialized connective tissue having widely spaced cells. You can see over here, dear students, in this particular image from the ear lobe, or we can say the from outer ear of our body, they have the cartilage which provides smoothness to the bone surface or at the joints. Now why it is so, why we can band this particular cartilage? Because it has solid matrix which is called as chondrine, which is composed of proteins and sugars. And what is the location? Normally the cartilage is present in nose, ear, trachea and larynx. We can fold this particular cartilage of the ears, but we cannot bend the bones in our arm, of course. Now moving with the bone. Bone are the very much strong and non-flexible tissues. It is porous. Porous means they having small tiny holes present on it. So it is porous, highly vascular, mineralized, hard and rigid, because the matrix is made up with the proteins and it is very much rich in salts and calcium and phosphorus. It also forms the framework that supports the body, and it also anchors the muscles and supports the main organs. You can see the structure of the bone over here, dear students, that the matrix is made up with the salts, calcium and phosphorus, and also many different proteins are present in the matrix. Now what is the main function of the bone? That bone forms the framework. Of course, without framework our body cannot stand properly, right dear students? So the particular bone forms the framework with this which supports the body, and also some of the muscles which are attached with the bones, they help in the movement of our body. So it also anchors the muscles and supports the main organs. So this is all about the connective tissue, dear students. That particular we had learned that three types of main connective tissue. Connective tissue is divided into three main subtypes, that is connective tissue proper, fluid connective tissue and supporting connective tissue. Fluid connective tissue contains blood and lymph, supporting connective tissue contains cartilage and bone, and proper connective tissue again divided into two subtypes, that is loose connective tissue and dense. Loose having areolar and adipose, and dense having elastic, tendons and ligaments. So this is all about the connective tissue.